anybody's watching the stream right now, I'm just getting set up and putting out social media. So 1 second, please. I see somebody's already commenting in the chat. I'll respond in a second. Let's see what the comment was. Alan Tracy. My stepdad just got this for his PS4. Well, cool. Your dad has good taste then, Alan. Let's go ahead and get into it. What game shall we play? Pong's kind of dull to stream, I would think. Liberator, I don't know that game very well. Let's go with Millipede. I like that choice because that's a very frantic game. Now, thankfully, unlike the PlayStation Portable version, this does not tilt it to the side. That just drives me crazy playing it on PSP, so at least we've got a, I guess you could call this not letterboxed, but side art boxed, because it's got the right pixel size play screen in the middle, but it's got the cabinet art from the arcade game on either side. Dude, Millipede is lit. Yeah, this is a pretty intense game. I'm going to start right at the beginning without the score bonus. Clear out some of these mushrooms to make room to work. Gotta watch out for that damn spider. Oh, the centipede is already down to the bottom of the playfield. Alright, if I can get this one when he turns up. Nope, he's already regenerating. There we go. Cleared the first playfield. If I don't respond to the chat for a few minutes, it's because I'm in the middle of the game, so I will get back to you as soon as I can. Or when I die, that might be the time that I end up looking at the chat. I really need to keep my playfield clear here. Oh! Well, that sucker is zipping down real fast. Well, I took out a whole bunch of it, so. Oh, now we get the fleas dropping. This always makes things more interesting because they generate mushrooms as they come down. Oh, and by the way, for those who don't know, Millipede is the sequel to Centipede, a very popular and successful arcade game. Damn it, I died. That's what I get for trying to explain. Both of these games date back to the 80s, to the heyday of arcades. Many of you have probably never seen an arcade because we all game at home now. Damn it, I just died again. I was having such a good run until I actually started talking about history. But I just got an extra life, so that would keep me in progress a little longer. Oh, and when you see that scorpion go across the screen up at the top, he's poisoning the mushrooms, and whenever the millipede hits that, it'll come straight down at you in a hurry. It won't leisurely crawl down to the bottom of the screen. It'll just get buck wild and drop immediately. Like that! Yes, the poison is very, very dangerous. And the spiders keep getting faster. And of course, when one gets all the way to the bottom, it regenerates and brings back more heads with it. So now I'm screwed. And you get bonus points for every partially destroyed mushroom, as you just witnessed there. I don't know if the sound is clipping out on my stream, but it's definitely clipping out on my headset. Oh, and I'm dead. Got a comment from the Golden Axe. You picked what I wanted before I said. Good choice. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Golden Axe. Let's go with another run from the start and see if I can better my score. Clear out the play field again. Get these mushrooms out of my way. Of course, they scroll down towards you once you clear a wave, so then they're right back in your play field again. Damn spiders. I don't like spiders in the game or in real life. Actually, I'm okay with spiders as long as they stay out of my turf. Like, you do your thing and don't bother me. You go eat insects and stay out of my line of sight. But if I see you, we got problems. Like, don't walk right in front of me and be all up in my business. You know what, spider, you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone, and we're good. But the minute they crawl in front of me or crawl on me, God forbid, then it's like, nope, no longer cool with you, Mr. Spider. Now you gots to go. Oh, yeah, I was pretty much screwed there with that many things in the playfield at the bottom. I was trying to hang on there, but it did not work out in my favor. Whoa, 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 whoa. Everything came diving at me so fast there. Those little crawlers at the bottom are just annoying. Alright, and now we got the fleas. Big old wave of fleas and a spider all up in my business. Everything's gonna get nuts here in a second. We got a scorpion in there too. I can hear his distinctive as he goes across, poisoning everything. Yep, there they come. I knew we'd get a wave crashing down. Oh, and the poison mushrooms also reset themselves when you clear a wave, so that's another benefit of dying, if you want to call dying a benefit, is that you get points for all the partially destroyed mushrooms, and the poison mushrooms also get cleared, so some small bit. Oh! Did not even see that spider coming. I got whacked. Golden Axe. Is this touchpad compilation? Oh, this is the Atari Classics Volume 1 compilation that I picked up at Target for 20 bucks. Or do you mean, am I playing it with the touchpad? No, I'm playing it with the standard crosshatch controller and X button to shoot, so that's what I can tell you about that. Get some of these mushrooms out of my way, and that spider out of my way, and everything out of my way, you all go. That was pretty successful. I like it when you can clear it out in one just big old chain like that. Doesn't always pan out like that, but when it does, it's pretty sweet. Oh! Spider gets me right as I was about to clear the wave. What luck. Millipede and Centipede are... these games are like you're either really in the zone or you're really not. There's like no two ways about it. You're either having the best run of your life or you're just stinking up the joint. You've probably noticed this already if you've never played Millipede before, but the closer the spider is to you, the more points it's worth when you shoot it, which makes it almost worthwhile to let it get close to you, and then really not, because the closer it is to you, the more likely you're gonna die. But you see, I got 600 for it there. I think if it's all the way next to you, you get 1200, and in the original version, you got 900, but I could be wrong. Oh man, that was a little bit of skill and a little bit of luck. Alright. And you probably also noticed that when you get down to just one part of your centipede, it moves faster towards you. The last one, oh! Scorpion poisoned the mushroom and the millipede dropped right down on my head. Oh well, it happens. And there was a flea there and I didn't even see it. Oh well, at least I'm off to a fast restart again. Check the comments here in a minute. Hope everybody's enjoying the stream so far. Well, that first wave went pretty quick. I probably shouldn't be destroying all this DDT. I'm being a little haphazard with my shots, but if you save the DDT, you can use it to take out scorpions and centipedes. I mean, it has a nice, I don't know if you call it an atomic burst or what, but it just takes out everything in its vicinity when you blow it up. So it can be pretty handy, but it's also hard to save because you're shooting so frantically to get the things that are dropping down the screen towards you that you're going to end up destroying the DDT whether you mean to or not. This run's going not terrible, but not great. Yeah, I figured I was going to die there at some point. Once things get to the bottom of the screen, then it can kind of be a crapshoot. You never know if you're going to be able to eliminate enough of the wave to survive or not. Come on, come on. There we go. When the fleas wave down at you from the top, that's a real mess. Or are those moths? No, the fleas are the ones that crawl across the bottom. The others are like moths or locusts or something. I can never remember which of the bugs are which, except for the centipedes, the millipedes, and the GD spiders. Alright, come on, let's clear another wave. One more wave, at least one more wave. Oh, freaking spider got me! And the latest comment from the chat is paddle-controlled games. You can use the touchpad on the PS4 control. Oh, so probably for Pong, I would imagine. Yeah, that's another thing that sucks about Atari Classics on PSP is trying to play the paddle games. Yeah, it doesn't work too well. I was able to kind of fudge it with Warlord, but a lot of those other games where you really need a paddle, the PSP does not do you any favors. See, there I go, destroying all the DDT again. Not Jake the Snake Roberts DDT, just good old-fashioned bug spray DDT. Although, that is where he got the name of the move, because DDT is so deadly. Sorry if I'm making pro wrestling references and you guys have no idea who Jake the Snake Roberts is. Some of you watching might. If you're old enough to remember this game in the arcade, then you probably remember Jake the Snake as well. And I just died again. This game really forces you to divide your attention because there's stuff going on at the bottom that you have to save your life for, and there's stuff going on at the top you want to shoot. So you can be stuck looking in one place when you should be looking in the other, and it can really screw you up big time. You can be paying attention to the wrong thing, and it can cost you dearly. Oh! Oh! That was a nice little run of shooting. And there goes the S-Storm. And now there's tons of mushrooms all over the playfield. And I hear a scorpion. Oh. And a head dropped to the bottom of the screen. Whoa, Chris is here. What's up, my man? Dude, let's try to get Ben Heckendorn to build a USB trackball controller. Not a bad idea, dude. I'm kind of in favor of that. Alan just asked if I'm going to play Pokemon Sun or Moon. Well, if I did, I don't know how I would stream it. I don't have any way to do that, so kind of going to stick to the things that I'm able to stream when I'm playing games here on the channel. Somebody wants to send me a modified 3DS that has streaming, by all means. Or a PSP that can do it, then hey, I'll do that. You know what, I'm a man of the people. If you help me out, I'll help you out. I'll stream what you want. For now, I can only stream PS4 games because I don't have an Elgato and I don't have any modified systems. And there comes the whole centipede all in one shot. Alright. So far, so good, other than this flea here. Got rid of him. Alright, come on. Watch out for the spider, Steve. Remember, there's a spider there. Yeah. Sometimes I just get too focused on shooting the damn centipede and forget to look out for spiders. And the freaking fleas. And the stuff that drops down. Yeah, see, I think I got 1,200 there for the spider because I was totally not paying attention. Spider jumped out right in front of me and I got lucky and killed it, but I got a bonus because it was so close to me. Speaking of close, that was too close. That's why I died. Oh! Suddenly a good run goes to pot that quick. No new comments from the chat. I'll start another run of Millipede, and then I think at some point here I'm going to switch and play a different game. But let's give this a few more goes before I call it. Yeah, now you see what the DDT is useful for. I took out a whole centipede with it. That's why you should save it if you can. To do stuff like that. Go away, flea. Nobody likes you, flea. Alright, 2 waves. I shouldn't get cocky because it will eventually get more rocky. Another thing I probably failed to mention for those watching somebody play this for the very first time is that when you shoot the centipede, the head pieces are left behind for each part of it you shoot, and I just picked up an extra life, so that's another sign that this run is not going too badly. And the spiders, of course, just keep getting faster on you. That was a little bit of luck. Okay, come on. What was that thing? I don't know, but it got me a nice points bonus. And poison dropped everything on my head, so now I'm dead. Bowser, ruler of Koopas, just left a comment, but I need to not die, so I'll read it in a second, Bows. Okay, come on. Let's see if I can... Oh! Well, I got 1 life left. So, maybe I can try not to totally crap the bed on my last life here. Let's see how that goes. Well, at least I cleared 1 more wave. Alright. Always happy when I can clear 1 more wave. And the poison dropped the centipede right down on my freaking head. That's probably going to be game over. Yep. Alright, let me see what Bowser said. Bowser said, "What's up? Hey, what game is this?" "That's Millipede, dude. I'm playing Millipede on Atari Classics for PlayStation 4. And Chris says, "We need to figure out how to set this up to stream some Atari 2600 too." Dude, if you can find an Elgato capture card that takes the input from an Atari 2600, I will do it. You and I can do that. In fact, you come here to Omaha and we will do it together. We will play some 2-player Atari 2600 games and stream them live. I promise. Alright, let's see. I need to pick a new game. How do I go to the menu? There we go, main menu. I've already done Millipede. Oh, well, speaking of Atari 2600 games, dude, they're on this. So, I guess we could do some of those as well, but not in classic Atari style. They would be in PS4 emulation style, but they are there. I wonder which, if any of those, would be worth watching. Oh, what does he say? Easy enough to find a box to convert RF to component. Elgato external should handle it, I would think. Well, you're probably right about that. Yeah, I think I'll just save the Atari 2600 ones for a little later and stick to the arcade games for now. Let's go with Warlord. Now, hopefully this controls with the touchpad as suggested. I'm going to try it and find out. Yes, actually, it appears you can indeed use the touchpad in the middle of the PS4 controller because I'm moving my blue circle in the bottom right. As you can see, Warlord is pretty straightforward. You want to do it breakout style. You want to block your opponent's shot and then fire your own. You can also capture a shot and release it once it powers up, as my purple opponent just did. Except I don't remember how to capture. Let me see how it works with this. I was hoping it was the X button, but that doesn't seem to be doing it. Oh, yes it did. Alright, so you know what? Using the touchpad and using the crosshairs are just about the same, so I think I will just stick with using the crosshairs for now, because it's working out about the same. The Atari 2600 version of this is actually pretty damn close to being the same. It's a rather faithful adaptation considering some of the hardware specs and limitations of that console. It emulates the franticness of this gameplay quite well. I am dead. My castle was besieged. Okay. Yeah, I'm the blue one, Bows. That's me. It's a game with all classic games. That is the deal. There are actually 2 volumes of Atari Classics, 1 and 2. Let's get a game going here. 3, 2, 1. Player 1 is in the lead. It'd be funny if it actually did make comments like that, if it just gave you straight up first-person shooter comments like, "You've lost the lead. Killing spree. Total rampage." So yeah, as you can see, it's like a little bit Pong and a little bit Breakout. It's a little of this and a little of that. But then what am I saying? You may not have ever played Pong or Breakout if you're watching this, so my apologies if that explanation made no sense whatsoever. But I suppose you can Google those things. Pong being the first ever arcade hit, and Breakout being a game that nearly every computer in the 1980s could play when I was a kid. Crunch and I used to play it on Apple II in the computer lab in our school. And also, if you don't know what an Apple II is, I suppose you might have to Google that as well. My castle walls are seriously being breached here. Why can't the computer players spend more time attacking each other and less time attacking me? And I'm dead. And also Oregon Trail. Yeah, you and I spent plenty of time playing Oregon Trail, although I think you and I both enjoyed the hunting aspect of it more than the actual educational aspect, we kind of didn't play it the way we were supposed to. You and I would just shoot all those bears in the woods. See if I can do name entry here. LMNOPQRS. Now this part's actually easier to control with the touchpad than with the crosshairs. Go figure. JJ. There we go. Alright, I think it's time to pick a different game. That's enough of Warlords for a while. Space Duel. One player. That's the game I want. This is kind of asteroidy. Again, apologies if you don't know asteroids, but it's definitely got a similar vibe, other than the fact that these things don't break apart when I shoot them. Oh, well, maybe they do. I have a shield. That might come in handy. And I can use my joypad to thrust. Although I thrust myself right into oblivion there, so not the smartest move. It's weird. Some of them break apart and some of them do not. And some of them shoot at you and can't even be shot when you seem to be directly shooting at them. Not sure what the rule is, why sometimes you can hit the things that are in front of you and sometimes you can't. That one I could hit, so go figure. Bonus level 20. Alright, now the shapes appear to have changed. Let me thrust myself to a safer spot. Break these down into smaller cubes. Whoa! What's with the little blue things? Did those break out of one of the things I shot? I don't know! Oh, Bowser's back. Welcome back, Bowser. Golden Axe. My kids were playing this and the other PAL games all day on 2600. Again, it's good to hear. I like to hear that kids are appreciating the classics these days. And Crunch says, exactly. Or try to get the craps and die, or drown in a river and kill everyone. Yeah, we really did not play the way you're supposed to play Oregon Trail. We purposefully screwed around on that game quite a bit. I believe if you go to archive.org, Oregon Trail is available as MS-DOS emulation, and you can play it on your browser. Just about any computer should be able to play Oregon Trail via archive.org emulation. I don't know the exact name of the MS-DOS archive, but I'm sure if you go to archive.org and type in DOS or MS-DOS games, it wouldn't be hard to find. Because they made a version of Oregon Trail for just about everything, not just the Apple II that Chris and I played it on. Alright, let's clear this wave. Bonus. Bonus level 20. I guess the bonus level is just everything that's on the screen with you. And I just got rid of everything on the screen, so that's my bonus. Now let's get rid of some of these cubes. I feel like I'm actually doing better this time than the first time, although that may just be my perception of things. It's not quite asteroids in the way that I think of it, so kind of have to adjust my expectations of how to control, how to shoot at things, because if I'm just waiting for them to break apart like the rocks and asteroids do, it doesn't quite work out for me. Plus, there's these little things that chase you around, and that's no bueno. You can't just sit around and shoot rocks. You actually have to avoid the objects that are trying to hunt you down. A little thrust here and there, and you can generally stay out of harm's way. It takes a little bit of foresight, a little bit of strategy. And you got these suckers that shoot at you, and I was trying to thrust to get out of the way and ran right into the bullet. Not the best move I've made. Oh, those two were crisscrossing their shots back and forth. That's kind of cool, actually. I dig the creativity of those enemies. Even though I don't know how to deal with them, it was certainly interesting to watch them. Yeah, I don't know what way you can beat them. Oh, fireworks. I guess that's because I got a high score, so hooray for me. Enter my initials. There we go. I'm on the high scoreboard. And I got a trophy for that. Dizzying Heights. You probably couldn't see that on the stream because it tends to blur out the trophies, so sorry about that, but rest assured I did get a trophy. Bowser says I should do another stream but with face cam. Don't know how to do that with PS4. Do I have to buy a separate camera and plug it in? Very nice. You should have lots of subscribers. Well, thanks, Bowser. I appreciate that. And yes, Chris confirms that Oregon Trail is in the MS-DOS archive. Oh, and I just got another trophy, Dead Weight. I wonder if that's because I'm sitting here on the demo mode because I'm not playing. It's chiding me for not putting in a quarter, but hey, I got a trophy for that, so why not? I'll take it. 8-Bit Council is here and watching. What's up, 8-Bit? And 8-Bit says, are the controls good? I heard they were not that good for some games. It's decent on a few of them. Warlords, I think I could probably get into that if I spent a little more time with it, but it was a little hard to control at first. It's not too bad on Space Duel. It's pretty good on Millipede. That one I can't complain about. I had the most fun so far out of all of them with Millipede. Alright, let me get out of this and get back to the menu. Try another game and we'll see how the controls handle on that. What to play next? How about Lunar Lander? Chris ought to remember this one because we played this one on Commodore 20 and VIC-20 and Commodore 64. We spent some time with that. Bowser says you need to buy another camera and plug it in with the PS4. I think so. So maybe at some point I'll do that. Okay. This picture leaves a little something to be desired because it's like very hard to see my lander and I keep thrusting up without meaning to. Man. I'm getting farther away from landing. This does not help. I can't use the dialogue sticks. Those don't do anything. Oh, man. How do I just keep going higher. I don't want to do that. This one is actually easier to control on the PSP. Come on, can I descend, please? Alright, now I think just by not hitting any buttons, I'm actually drifting downward a little bit. That's the dumbest way to control anything ever. Do nothing and you fall. But that is kind of what Lunar Lander is all about. I'm up for streaming some two-player Joust if you have it. Is that available in the PlayStation Store? You tell me, and if it is, then we'll get a little game of Joust going. Man, I can't vary the thrust, and when I hit it, it's all or nothing. At least on the PSP version, you can just kind of tap your thrust, but in this one, when you hit the thrust button, it just lets out one long, continuous burst of fuel burning. Some games hard for you? Yeah. Some games yes, some games no. depends on the game, really. Like Pac-Man Championship Edition 2, I've got A rank on almost all of the different modes and S rank on a couple. So, oh crap. See, this is what I mean about it burning fuel. Now I'm getting a warning that I'm low on fuel. And yes, that beeping is probably as annoying to you as it is to me, so sorry about that. I don't know, we'll see my next time out there. Yeah, now I'm out of fuel, so I'm just gonna crash. But at least we don't have to hear the beeping anymore. So I'm thinking this one goes on my list of not favorite to control games. We're going to try one of the others and see if it controls a little bit better than that. 8-Bit Council says, if I were to maybe buy this game, I would probably play Adventure more than anything else. You know, Adventure might be fun, but I don't think I'm going to stream that right now because I don't remember all the patterns and I'd have to get out a FAQ and look it up. Yeah, somebody probably wrote a FAQ for a 30-plus-year-old game. I would want to get the Easter egg with the designer's name in it, Warren Robinette, I believe. I would want to get the dragon and the key in the right order and do all of that stuff, but I'm just going to stick to arcade games for now, like Tempest. And Bowser says, me too, I like adventure games too. Well, then you'll really like this because the adventure game in this compilation is called Adventure. It's an adventure game called Adventure. All right. I'm not going to be smug and go for one of the higher waves. I'm just going to play the basic Tempest wave. Now, for those who've never seen Tempest before, what you want to do is not let those things get to the edge, because once they get to the edge, they can drag you down into the middle. And once you clear them all, you warp through space to the next one. Like so. There are some extra weapons and there are some new types of enemies that you will see over time. And some of the creatures in the middle regenerate over time. As you can see, each one has a different concentric or geometric pattern. Now there's one of the new types of enemies that actually builds a web out from the center towards you, and if it gets all the way to the edge, it can impede your movement. Oh, avoid spikes. That's another thing. When you warp, you can crash right into those lines that it builds out, and you don't want to crash into those lines. So it's helpful to shoot the lines down when you see them. Oh yeah, and those purple ones contain two of the enemies that crawl towards you, so you don't want that either. You want to shoot those purple ones as early as you can before they get to the edge and split off, because then it's really hard to get them once they're all the way to the edge, like so. And I think that was my last life. But I did get a high score, so let's go ahead and enter that here. And then I'll catch up on the chat again. And I got another trophy. Fear the claw or something. I couldn't quite read it in time. I was looking at the chat. What's Tempest? It's an arcade game. Like everything else on here, it's an arcade game. You're not asking too many questions. It's cool. 8-Bit Council. My chances are looking pretty high for buying this game. Well, I unintentionally became a salesperson for Atari Classics Volume 1. It's only $20 at your local store. Go look for it at Target, Best Buy, wherever video games are sold. Toys R Us, they probably have it as well. 8-Bit Council has to go for now. Might be back later. Cool. All right, 8-Bit. We'll catch you on the flip side then. Chris, does it retain the high scores when you leave and come back? Let's find out. I'll go back to the menu. I'll select Tempest again. Well, that just put me right back where I was at selecting a game. Let's reset it. Yeah, it looks like it kept my high score right there at the top. So I would say that's a yes. So I reset it and my score was still there. I left the game and it was still there. Now, the one way we can definitively prove that is start a new game, then go back to the previous game. So here's Centipede. We'll quit out of that. I'll go back to Tempest. Yeah, my high score is still there, so it retains it no matter what. Speaking of Centipede, let's do that. Everybody already saw me playing Millipede. Now we're going to go back to the game that started it all. The original Franticness. Some of the same enemies and others that are not there. In some respects easier, and in some respects you can't take it for granted. It doesn't have as many different types of enemies to deal with, but it still has plenty of things to distract you going on above when you shouldn't be distracted, and you still want to clear the centipede as it comes down the screen towards you. So you still have to be on your toes no matter which you're playing, the original or the sequel. Oh boy. I'm in some trouble now. There's no way I was getting around that. Yeah, no DDT to bail you out in this version. But also, not the stupid fleas that crawl along the bottom of the screen and leap up into you. So, in some ways, it's better. And in some ways, it's not. Yo! The spiders really jump out at you fast in this one. Bowser is back. Cool. Golden Axe. Wearing centipede shirts. Sexy. Well, I suppose so. If you like women wearing centipede shirts and she's wearing a centipede shirt and that's sexy, then yeah. Or if you are a woman watching and you like guys wearing centipede shirts, then whatever, I guess. Whatever works for you. And I believe Mrs. MegaManFan is walking in as I'm streaming. What's up, dear? Do I need to pause? Okay. Sorry, guys. I'll be back on the stream in 1 second. Huh? Okay. Guys, I think I might just have to cut the stream short. Seems like there's a little problem here in the Casa de J that we're going to need to resolve. So, I apologize for ending the stream early, but I'll be back with some more Atari classics another day, another time. But thanks for watching my stream tonight. To 8-Bit Council, to Bowser, the ruler of the Koopas, to Golden Axe, to my friend Chris, aka Channel Crunch. Everybody check out his channel too. He's got some really cool anime stuff on there. So check that out. Guys, I will see you all later. Thanks again for watching, and have a good night, everybody.